Hi guys, LC Fifa here, and welcome to this 92 rated Prime Icon Moments Kaka player review. So as you can see on screen, this is the team I started him in. We've got Courtois in goal, Cuadrado, Alaba, Koundé and Hernandez in defence, Vlahovic, Lahm and Tonali in midfield, with Insigne, Kaka and Felipe Anderson in attack. I didn't actually play this starting formation. He played in a 4-2-2 in strike, and I also played him in the wide cam position as well. He's 6'1", he's got high attacking and medium defensive work rates, he's right footed and has a 5-star skill moves and a 4-star weak foot. He's got 94 acceleration and 92 sprint speed, 91 attack positioning, 92 finishing, 92 vision and short passing, 90 curve and agility, 93 reactions, 94 ball control, 95 dribbling and composure, and finally 88 stamina. I chose to use the engine chemistry style on him to boost his pace, passing and dribbling, especially to boost his agility and balance. Moving on to his player traits, he's got finesse shot, flair and outside the foot shot. And finally moving on to his icon profile, and Kaka received this card for scoring against Inter Milan whilst playing for AC Milan in 2005. So to begin, I'll start on his pace, and Kaka's always been one of those players for me that doesn't quite feel as fast as his card stats suggest. Being honest, this moment's version follows that same path in my opinion. Now he doesn't feel slow at all, but with defenders now having over 90 pace, you really want your attackers to have as close to 99 pace as possible. He does feel quite a bit faster off the ball than he does on the ball too, which considering he has great dribbling stats, is a bit of a surprise. If you can get the edge on defenders to create a few yards distance, however, you should be fine. His shooting category as a whole has received the biggest stat boost when comparing his moments and prime icon cards. The upgrades also come in some of the most important stats too, with his attack positioning going up by 5 and his finishing up by 7. I have played him both as a striker and as a cam, either centrally or out wide, and Kaka performed well in all those positions. Maybe compared to other cards that are currently being released, his stats might not seem like all too much, but Kaka does the job for me in front of goal, both from inside and outside the box. His overall set pieces are quite average at this point in the game without a chemistry style boost. His penalties are decent enough at 87, but at this point I would be surprised if he didn't have multiple players with better penalty stats than this. 83 free kick accuracy is also quite a bit average, so I wouldn't use him for free kicks or corners compared to some of my other players. Kaka's high agility and balance combination does take away from what you'd expect a player with an overall of 94 dribbling to feel like in game. Sometimes he can be a little slow to make sharp turns, especially while sprinting. As I mentioned before, his pace is notably slower in possession of the ball compared to off the ball. But those issues aside, his ball control, dribbling and composure are what you'd expect to see from a high-end player in this game. The most effective way of using Kaka when it comes to dribbling to beat defenders is to dribble without using the sprint button. This makes him feel a lot more responsive and really shows how great his close ball control can be. Kaka's passing ability for me is one of the best aspects of the card. His short passing is basically perfect, both when it comes to accuracy and power behind the pass. Over longer distances, his vision and long passing are just as great. Kaka was always able to send great defence splitting through ball passes to leave my attackers through on goal. His 90 curve helps with this, as he can bend the ball around defensive players to avoid his pass being intercepted. I did also play him in the wide cam position, so I did get a chance to use his 88 crossing quite a lot. I think he does actually outperform the stat. Now I'm not saying 88 is a bad stat, but I have used a few wingers with crossing stats in the 90s who won't put in a cross as consistently as this Kaka did. Defensively, he doesn't offer really that much, and I wouldn't play him in any deeper of a position than a centre mid role, and even then I wouldn't use him as a defensive centre midfield either. Overall, Kaka's physicality is not the best. 88 stamina as far as icons go is actually pretty decent, and it should allow you to run with Kaka for the majority of the game without him tiring quicker than your other players. Again though, a lot of the more recent release cards have stamina stats in the 90s, making them more usable for the whole of the match. 58 jumping does mean that when challenging for a header, Kaka will most likely lose, especially against central defenders. His strength and aggression were both very average stat-wise, and as such, Kaka can't really hold off players pressuring him. One of the biggest selling points of Kaka is that he has a 5-star skill moves, which if you know how to use them effectively, can be a real game changer on the field. However, he doesn't have the agility of some other 5-star skill move players like Neymar, but overall his dribbling is more than good enough to perform skill moves to beat defensive players. Having a 4-star weak foot is now essential for an attacker at this point in the game in my opinion. Although you might see occasional differences in accuracy and power when using his left foot, on the whole it's usable and reliable when it comes to passing and shooting. So overall I'm going to give 92 prime icon moments Kaka a 9 out of 10. Stat wise, he might be a little bit behind the power curve at this point in the year, but like a lot of icons, he just seems to perform at a level above his stats. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe. And to request any future content, please leave a comment in the comment section below and I'll be sure to reply.
And the keeper nowhere.